Okay. Hey everybody, today we had our first live meeting and some of you were able to get on and hear all the instructions and some of you had a bit of a difficult time, myself included. My computer kept freezing. So what I'm going to do now is show you the step-by-step instructions of what we did. Remember, the assignment that we did today was just about seeing if y'all could hear me, if y'all could follow instructions, if we could work in the chat. But there will be a place for you to submit what you made to me, and at the end of this video there'll be a link that says submit. Okay. Now, we were working with origami, and there's lots of different types of paper you can use. This is real origami paper that I have right here. It's square, and you can see that it has a pattern on one side and then it's white on the other. But any paper can be used for origami paper. They also have foil. A lot of people will use napkins, towels. There are lots of different materials that you can use for origami, because remember, origami is just paper folding. This is actually tissue, you know, that comes in a gift bag, and that will work too, but it's going to be a little bit thin for what we use today. Now, for mine today, I'm using notebook paper, just a regular sheet of notebook paper. Copy paper works great, drawing paper works great, but not too thick because it makes it hard to get those folds. And what we're going to make is we're going to make a boat. I said in our meetings, I feel like people keep telling me they either feel like they're just floating and trying to keep up, or they're sinking because they're so overwhelmed. So I thought we'd make a boat, and our boat's going to really float. So the first thing you need to do is take your paper, and let's see if you can see this a little bit better. There's my daughter. Yep, yeah, there she is. She's dressed up like a child from the jungle. That's why she has all that makeup on her face. So you're going to take this and you're going to make it so that it is square. Let's see if you can see that better. Okay, so I'm going to fold it like that so it's square. Now you have two options here. With this extra little flap that you have here, you can either take it and you can fold it over, and I recommend folding it on the front and the back so that you can have that seam. And then you can either just tear it right there at that fold, and it's okay if it's a little uneven. I don't know if y'all know this trick, it's kind of gross, but sometimes if you lick your finger and then you put your little finger along the seam, it will make it tear just a little bit easier. And I don't know why that works. I'm sure that there's science behind it, but it does. Of course, you can also just cut this, but I'm trying to get y'all to see you can use the minimal amounts of things. Now, mine is really uneven, and that's okay. That's okay. This and Millie's is too. Now, this part right here is completely optional. Let's see if we can get a better, is that better viewpoint? I'm still working this out. Okay, I'm going to take crayons. You can use any material you want, and I'm going to just put a pattern on mine. I could do like a big Sharpie, look, heart, because we have hearts, right? Heart, get it? Oh, you are so funny, Miss Bree. And then I'm gonna do just patterns. Okay? And for this assignment, it would be the only time that if you wanted to just scribble, that would be okay.
That looks
all right?
Cute.
Yes, thank you, Millie. Now, on your instructions that you see, and I will have sheets that have the instructions for this, you will have a blank side, and then you'll have a side where it's a shade, like a gray color. And when you have that, the gray color is the pattern side. So the first thing they want for you to do is take your paper white side up and fold it in half, and then you will unfold it. Okay? Then you're going to take it, and you're going to take this part, and you're going to fold it to the crease here on the top. I hope you can see that. And then on the bottom again here, so that they're there. You don't want for these to overlap. It's okay if they're a little uneven, because you can see that I've got like these frayed edges, but you don't want them to overlap because it will be harder for your boat and when you try to open it. Then I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to fold it down, and I'm going to use this line right here as my guide. So I can take this, fold it here, and I'm going to do that for each corner. Right? Now, this little part right here where that's frayed and that's overlapping, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Hopefully it won't make a problem in the end. It shouldn't. But I'm going to fold each one of those. So now my paper looks like this. Right? Now the next step, I'm going to do the same thing to all four corners, but this time when I fold the corner down, because this is now my corner, and I line it up with that line, that crease, instead of my right triangle, right, I get like an obtuse. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to do that here too. This is going to overlap some. That's all right. That's what it's supposed to do. And I'm going to fold and crease each side. Now notice that I take my finger and I crease it along each side like this. So now I have something that looks like this. Some of you might recognize it. It's kind of like in the blinking eyeball. It's a very similar technique for making the eyeballs out of origami. Now I'm going to take this point up here and I'm going to match it up with the bottom of this line, or that middle crease, like this. So now I have another fold. And this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay? So you can see I have this long point, I have this, and these 2 points touch. Now, I take this and I open it up just a little bit, but I go slow because remember, it's not about speed, it's about accuracy. I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to pinch these two together. It's important that you keep those two together, otherwise your whole boat's going to fall apart. If it does, it's okay, just fold it back up like this and try it again. If it unfolds, you don't have to start with a fresh sheet of paper. You just go back to this original one. Pinching like this, I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to flip it like this so that it pushes. See how I'm pushing these creases the opposite way, and I have myself a boat. The neat thing about this boat is, Millie will show you. Go ahead, Millie.
You put it in here and it floats.
You put it in there and it floats. It will hold a penny or a dime. You can try to float some other things. I don't know. We can try a crayon. Yep. Yeah, there it goes. That's right. Thank you. So that was our first lesson. And like I said in the assignments, oh yes, this is one, thank you, Millie. This is one that I made out of actual origami paper. It's going to float a little bit better because if you notice on the notebook paper, it starts to saturate in the paper really quickly and it might eventually sink. But this paper is a little thicker, so it's going to hold longer, all right? It'll float a lot longer. You will see in the page that I set this up underneath this video, there'll be a link for you to attach this as an assignment. You can attach a picture, you can, stop. You can attach a picture, or you can just attach a description of what happened or something that you floated in your boat. It's nice to see you and look forward to more live classes. Let me know if you have questions. Bye.